Hey guys, thanks for checking out the channel. Tobin here with you. Appreciate it. Hope you guys can like, subscribe, all that jazz. Also, the Tobin Leroy Show, now streaming live every weekday on WQAM's YouTube page. You guys can go hit the link there, subscribe, and watch all the shenanigans that we get into, you know? Very much looking forward to this weekend. Leroy Horde Super Bowl party. Check out my guy. That dude can cook. I am very excited to see what he's got stirred up for this upcoming game against the Eagles and the Chiefs. But Dolphins, let your goose loose, dude. Goosies galore. The news came through tonight. Zach Thomas is finally a Hall of Famer. The legendary Dolphins linebacker got the news today. Check for, dust or somebody cutting onions, because the whole announcement when, Jimmy is in the house and gives him the news. I mean, it was, quite frankly, it was Gennady Golovkin, dude. It was Triple G, Goosies on Goosies galore. And you have to feel great for Zach. And the thing I think that is awesome about this whole thing, you never know. The Pro Football Hall of Fame is very, very weird in how they do it. But I do feel like it has, I think in a lot of ways, it's past baseball in prestige, because, baseball's embarrassed itself with the steroid era and where they're wishy-washy at letting guys in. The Basketball Hall of Fame is pretty loose restrictions on guys. And I know that Deion Sanders has recently complained about the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but I really believe it is, the one of the toughest nuts to crack on when guys get in. And honestly, I was nervous. I almost had my lowest expectations this year with Zach, because I looked at this class that was coming in, and he goes in with Darrelle Revis, Joe Thomas, DeMarcus Ware, and I was like, whoa. I'm like, this is a pretty stacked class. Dwight Freeney was in this class. Rondé Barber was also the last classmate in this one. So Darrelle Revis and Joe Thomas, they felt like shoo-ins that they were going to go in, and they were. So, it takes up two spots there. And then I look at the receivers. Receivers is always a tough one, because it's it's like the toughest position to pick the greatest guys to go in. And so you got, Torrey Holt, Andre Johnson, and Reggie Wayne's been knocking on the door for a while. You got Devin Hester up for it, greatest returner of all time. So you had a lot of tough guys that were in there with Zach. I didn't know. I was almost hopeless with all the years of banging their head against the wall. And so for him to get in, it was really, really cool, because I was just like, I don't know. I felt like with the and even with Dwight Freeney, I was like, Dwight Freeney was damn good, dude. I don't know if I'd say he's better than Zach, but you never know. Pass rushers, winning Super Bowls with the Indianapolis Colts and being with Peyton Manning, it feels like all those guys kind of get the rub. So I was nervous about this year, and so for him to get it was awesome. And the campaigning, I feel like Dolph fans did together to really rally this was a cool thing. I do feel like he went under the radar. A lot of Hall of Famers are in the media spotlight, or guys who just came out of the game. Joe Thomas has had a very famous media career, so even though he did a whole lot of losing, he's kind of become almost more beloved in a lot of ways after his career ended. Revis, I don't feel like, Revis is the most obvious guy on this list. Of course, he's going into the Hall of Fame. But I thought this, with Jason Taylor, Jason was in the media spotlight basically until he got in the Hall of Fame, and then he was done with it nationally. He would still do some local stuff, obviously, but it was, Zach just didn't go about it that way, man. Zach's not a big guy with doing interviews. He's not a big guy with, putting himself out there like that. And just to see the passion of the Dolphins rally around him and get some recognition from the media, and wasn't a whole lot of it. It was a kind of a slow build. You had impassioned speech by Kyle Brandt on Good Morning Football. I know, producing the morning show, Zaslett was always just a big promoter of disrespect that this was every single year. And you just had to feel great that it's finally gotten to this point, and everybody's celebrating him, and you can just tell overcome with emotion for what this means to him. And just really, really cool all around. Just an awesome thing to see. How do you not feel for a guy who deserves to be in there? Ring of Honor inductee right there with Jason Taylor. Those guys feel, almost like one player, even though they're both just two legends. And, led the tackles in the NFL twice in his career, 10 times led the Miami Dolphins in tackles, 7 Pro Bowls, which is more than Jason Taylor made it as the Dolphin. Just an all-time leader. Everybody talks about the type of smart player that he was, and it's really cool to see. I feel like some closure to be put on an era that had an all-time defense. Certainly didn't do all of the winning that you would hope for, because they just couldn't get it done on the offensive end. A lot of that just had to do with not getting all those pieces together. But him getting this is a tremendous thing, and has to give some feel good, because the guy gave a lot of great memories and brought a lot of joy to the fan base. And so you feel great for him in that regard. And it's interesting because it's like he gets it, and you're almost wondering to yourself, like, man, like he gets in, like who is going to be the next Dolphin who gets in? Like, I mean, Tyreek Hill is going to get in, but I don't know how many years he's going to have as Dolphin. I don't know how many people are going to go back, and it's probably going to depend on whether or not Tyreek Hill wins the Super Bowl with the Dolphins, because of how much success he had with the Chiefs to overshadow that. It's hard enough to think of guys who will even make like the Dolphins Ring of Honor over the last 20 years even into the Hall of Fame. Like, you're thinking like, oh, Cam Wake might get into the Ring of Honor for the Dolphins. Maybe Xavier Howard, but I think that's kind of that might be a little bit pushing it. So you never know. You don't know. This is a very hard thing to do. And even the Dolphins, having 11 guys who have made it in, Zach's the third guy on defense to do it with JT and Nick Bonacani. So it's a really, really awesome thing. And it was cool seeing Jimmy introduce him. It was awesome seeing Jalen Phillips in the crowd, getting to watch it, because he was there for the Walter Payton Man of the Year. So that's that was a really, really cool thing that he gets to go see. No pressure at all, JP, at all. So really, really awesome moment. Even Patrick Mahomes, because of the Texas Tech connection, gave him a little shout out on Twitter. Patrick Mahomes, he was getting ready for the big game. Has a big game coming up this weekend, but he was even fired up for Zach Thomas, where he gave him a congratulations after Texas Tech gave the old tweet out also. So really awesome all around. Some statement from the organization on this. Stephen Ross said on Zach getting in, on behalf of the Dolphins organization, the fans around the world, I want to congratulate Zach on his election to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It was a joy to watch him play the game. Zach's accomplishments on the field made him one of the greatest players in NFL history. His development from a 5th-round pick to a perennial Pro Bowl selection and receiving the most prestigious honor in the game has to offer as a testament to both his ability as a player and as a student of the game. We look forward to celebrating with him in Canton. And yeah, it was that's undersized wrecking machine. Had to just completely mind bleeped quarterbacks at all times with how he knew what they were going to do, but and that really just completely screwed with his opponents. So truly awesome. Zach's the statement that he gave to for the Dolphins release said, "I am truly honored and humbled to be voted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Growing up in Texas, I dreamed of playing football at any level. To have played at Texas Tech and then be drafted by the Dolphins was the ultimate. It was indeed a dream come true. I want to thank my family for all the sacrifices they made over the years. I could never have accomplished this without your love and support. Thank you to all my teammates. Each of you made me a better player and was a big part of where I am today. I'm looking forward to celebrating with all of you. To my coaches, trainers, and equipment staff, thank you for helping this honor become a reality. And lastly, I want to thank the Dolphins fans. Your support means everything to me." So awesome for Zach Thomas. Congratulations to number 54. Finally getting into Canton, a Hall of Famer. Goosey's galore, dude.